Yeah, I really like that last one. I used to be a mountaineer, climb mountains, so that sort of one speaks to me. Well, we're very privileged today to have a special guest, Rachel McAlpine. Rachel's a New Zealand poet and playwright and novelist. Her first book of poems was published in 1975, and though I've only just met her today for the first time, I've actually known of Rachel since the late 1970s, because I used to be an English teacher in a former life, and I used actually a play that Rachel wrote called The Sixth Form Poetry Trip. Is that right? Something like that, yeah. So I sort of feel like I've known Rachel for a long, long time, even though I've only met her today. Rachel will read a few of her poems, which will tie in with our songs, and then she'll read a special one called How to Be Old. And the thing is that Felicia, over here on the piano, has put How to Be Old to music. And after Rachel has read the poem, we will sing it. And Rachel and Felicia previously combined in the poetry song celebration of New Zealand called Shaky Places, which some of you may have been to. And that was 14 poems that Rachel had chosen, and they were all set to music by Felicia. And it was a great show. But the poem for today is How to Be Old, which we all need to learn, of course. But as a choir, we actually know it better by its first line, which sets the tone of the poem. You can't be old without being young. So please welcome Rachel McAlpine.
Thank you, Graham, very much for that introduction. I'm very happy to be here, delighted, and thank you for inviting me. Now, although it's true, I am going to read poems, but you don't need to put on your poetry face, because they're pretty simple. In fact, I'll start with one to kind of, deflate the reverence that one holds for poetry. This is called Elsie's Scale of Terribleness. So some of you have the joy of little grandchildren, or you remember, mine are mostly quite big, but when Elsie was 5, she appointed herself my life coach. And that was, have you got one? Are they glorious? This first one is called, as I said, Elsie's Scale of Terribleness. And although she was giving me all this good advice, one day I had this foolish idea that I could help her with a little thing that she had, namely being a drama queen. So I constructed a chart, and I asked her to fill in the y-axis, and this is the result. She certainly gave me a sense of perspective. Elsie's Scale of Terribleness. Having no one to play with is 4 out of 10, if it's just for a single day. A sunburn on your bones is an 8. Dropping your lunch in the dirt is a 5. A zombie attack is about a 9. A 10 would be if my dog died. That would make me very sad. Or if all the humans of the world got distracted by the god of mud. But Granny dying would only be a 5. Because she's old. I think that's fair enough, don't you? And there's another tiny little poem. That is straight from the mouth of Elsie. You don't need to be a poet to write poetry if you've got a little grandchild who never stops talking, right? And this is really about daylight saving, I realized on looking at it again today. Morning is pink. If it's pink, it's morning. And if it's not pink, you have to go back to sleep for a very long time. So that wasn't our problem today, but still. Okay. Now, Felicia sent me the program, and I thought, oh, that's not just about spring, it's a lot about friendship. So this is one called, they sound very bossy, but they're all, to me, it's just me talking to me, but perhaps I'll talk to you at the same time. This is called How to Make Friends When You're Old. Big deal, eh? How to make friends when you're old. And why? But you know why. You get comfy, cozy in your huddle, your bubble of old friends. And then it pops, they move away or die, and you shut yourself away, forgetting there are other people. Not your darling, gone friends, but people, and you need them to stimulate and irritate and entertain and shape your day. You are lonely. You know that no one's perfect and everyone's an only, and everyone's a little strange deep down. These strangers won't be what you're looking for. They may be what you're looking at. They are people. They are worth it. They might put up with you, and they could be your friends. I think I started thinking about that poem when I just sort of started to really appreciate my favourite supermarket checkout lady. This is also about friendship. It's called Happiness at Lunch. 5 friends met for lunch when one was briefly back in town. The meal was good, but that was not the source of joy. The talk was good, but that was not the source of joy. All of us anticipated joy. We scheduled joy. We planned it and arranged it. We decided, we committed, and we chose it. We knew there would be joy, and so there was. We all have sorrow in our lives. Sorrow is not diluted or denied by joy. Sorrow settles in a corner, on a sofa, watching, mellowing, taking a break. 5 friends chatter and embrace and take their place and fill this space with joy. Okay, so now I'll read the poem. It's not actually, this is the book. It sounds very bossy, but the poem actually was written later. So I'm going to try and do it without looking at the book. For a quick peek. You can't be old without being young for a very long time. I'm sorry, my dears, but that's how it is. Old age is your reward. But you have to earn it. You have to put in the hours. You have to learn it. Young, 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 on it goes. Then grown up, then middle-aged. Mommy, Daddy, I missed a line. Mommy, Daddy, when are we going to get there? You can't be old without being young for a very long time. You're allowed to think you're old, but not to say so. Where's the fun in that? Settle down. Have a banana. Let's get this straight. 1, chronological age. That's what they mean when they say age is just a number. It's the number of birthdays that you've had, and you have to have lots of birthdays to be old. I know it's not fair, but what can you do? Blame statins and vaccinations and sewage pipes for that. 2, biological age. That's different. And it shows in skin and bones and brains. That's what they mean when they say you look young for your age or old. 3, then there's a certain attitude to life. But attitude has nothing to do with youth. It's true that some old people lose the ability to enthuse. They refuse. They recuse. That's not being old. That's being sad or grumpy. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. You can't be old without being young for a very long time. Now I've got to look up this. Sorry, I didn't do badly though. Here we go. So there it is. If you want to be old one day, and you do, you know you do, you want serenity. You want sagacity. You want old friends. You want photographs and knickknacks. You want to be a family tree. If you want to be old, you can, by staying alive for years and years and years and years and years, hanging in there for your reward, old age.
Well, it's lovely to hear the poem read by you, Rachel. It's really lovely, and it's lovely. I'm sure you'll enjoy the way that Felicia has set it to music as well. And having heard the poem and got the thread of it from you, I think that we would love to share this with you because it's such a great piece. Do stand up, thank you. Slightly at the wrong angle for my glasses. Okay. So it's quite quick.
You can't be old without being young.
Thank you. It's a real joy to have Rachel here herself today to what do? You don't recite it. You recite it. You tell a poem if you're Sam Hunt, don't you? But thank you, Rachel. It's just delightful, and I've so enjoyed putting Rachel's poetry to music. So we just want to say thank you so much for coming, and Heather's got a little something for you. Thank you.